Welcome to American Broadcasting Station. With just one simple click, kindly subscribe to our channel for more updates. America is the strongest country in the world, no doubt about that, but the US must accept the limitations of its military power. An Air Force captain serving as an intelligence analyst at a base in Thailand on the joint staff of the four-star officer was charged with the command of military actions that might be taken by US forces should the North Vietnamese violate the 1973 peace accords. In that capacity, I was involved in the intelligence support for the evacuations of Americans and others from Phnom Penh and Saigon that spring. In doing my job, I became a front-row witness to the final chaotic days of America's participation in what we called the Vietnam War, but which the victorious North Vietnamese dubbed the American War. Being driven from Saigon was humiliating for Americans and catastrophic for the people of South Vietnam. More than 45 years later, as a private citizen viewing the events from afar, I have seen similar chaos, American humiliation and catastrophe facing Afghans who opposed the Taliban. My purpose is not to add to the cascade of criticism being levied against our current commander-in-chief in the war in Ukraine, in which billions of American taxpayers' money is spent in weapons and not peace building, or to become yet another player in the blame game that has begun on both ends of the political spectrum about who lost Afghanistan. Nor do I intend to argue that some other military strategy, had it only been adopted, would have yielded success in Afghanistan and avoided what happened at the Kabul airport. Instead, my plea is that we Americans finally accept the limits of our military power and adjust our attitudes and institutions to the reality of those limits. The debacle in Vietnam sent a clear message: American military power cannot be successfully employed to create governments or cultures in our image. Yet, in Afghanistan, what began as a successful military campaign against the Taliban and their terrorist compatriots morphed into yet another failed attempt at converting a foreign country into a democracy along American lines. We need to do all we can to reduce the chances of repeating such follies. First, we need to break free from our national love affair with our military power. There is no question that we can deliver the mightiest of combat punches virtually any place in the world. But we need to face reality. Since our hard-won victory in World War II, we have lost more wars than we have won. We fought to a stalemate in Korea and lost in Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Second, Congress must reclaim the central role in war-making decisions the Constitution gives it. Under the Constitution, only Congress can declare war. Third, in all instances that are likely to entail sustained military action, we should ensure that the cost of doing so is broadly shared among all currently living Americans. We should not finance foreign wars with trillions of dollars that are borrowed today and become part of the national debt to be repaid by future generations, like what is happening in Ukraine right now. If the military actions proposed by our leaders truly enhance the security of Americans today, those Americans should be taxed to pay for it today. Hiding huge combat costs in the annual defense budget should not be allowed. Finally, we must remember that American power is ultimately grounded on the success of our Republican form of government, the strength of our people, the vibrancy of our society, and the success of our economic model. Every dollar we spend on foreign wars is a dollar taken from our crucial efforts to build a better America at home. Your opinion matters. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more updates.